Okay, Brother Billy, let me tell you what I see here. This is the last NCM file that you sent me, or the one I just picked, had the fastest lap. I wanted to show you something here. Just a small thing, something that might be a tendency that you can find in yourself, and you can start looking for in your data. So here's the outing over here. Fastest lap was black. Brake pressure, throttle, RPM, GPS, right? Delta, which we already know just by looking at this, your black lap was the fastest run out of there. So it's not like we're going to compare and see anything, so let's just get rid of that then. I'm going to highlight back down over here because we're going to look into the run onto the front straight and see if we can find anything here, okay? Let me tell you what I see. I'm going to take this off so we can see a little better. And relative to that yellow and green line that looks like it's right there, the black line is a later apex, right? Comes around and it's a later apex that's preferred, right? So that the line just from here looks like it's the preferred one. If we overlay the track on it, and I know that has to shift, right, to come over. But I'd even, it has to shift a couple of ways, right? Looks like it has to shift this way to the right. And it looks like it has to shift up as well, maybe up a little and to the right, so over this direction, sort of east, northeast, assuming that's north, which makes that more sense. I'd even think about waiting even longer over here, and here's why. Let's look at our throttle and what we do on your fastest lap and all the other ones. We're going to, and let's just pretend I know this line is over here, right? It's shifted over here and it's shifted up. Coming out of, and we're looking at throttle, so you got a really nice patient throttle right here, right? Really nice patient. And then it's rather, I don't want to say abrupt. This is a lot of throttle as opposed to generous. Again, this is a lot of throttle as opposed to not generous, gradual. I was thinking about going, can you slowly add throttle right here? And something caused you to lift right here. I don't know what that is. You can see this little dippity-doo in the RPMs right there. I don't think that's turning the wheel and wheel spin through a bad diff, because I really find that hard to believe. That's 100%, which is, we need to calibrate this value too, unless, which is another story. But there's a little lift right here, right? See that? Which is fine, because the main thing is to get way down here. When I come out, the main thing is to get way down here and go to mash it. And this is what I'm looking at. If we could get the car over here just a little bit more, to hug the inside just a little bit more. Again, I know this is shifted so that we're sort of paralleling this area, sort of like that people want to do this, but also do that as well. I bet you instead of going flat right here, not flat, slowly adding throttle right here and then going up, we could start back a little farther and go gradual. Because you can see, you go to throttle and you hold it and you abruptly go to more, right? And then something happens right here where you got a lift, which makes no sense. So the idea is, once you go to throttle, and that's what full throttle looks like, so how do we go back here and go to full throttle? And prioritizing that and just getting through here enough to set up, not trying to set the track record right through here, but getting to here on this side of the track more, and then mashing it is going to take off like a rock star. I put the RPM in here because I saw this right here is a shift. And so our choice is either shift right there on the track, look at the track map, or run out of RPM and have to, oh, this isn't, no, this is a lift off the throttle. I don't think that's a shift, might be a shift. Yeah, this is a shift here. So it looks like you got two different scenarios of shifting, right? This rate of the black line and the throttle chase right here. This might be a great place to shift in the future, maybe even short shift, where the later apex here come around here and shift in here, which is what you're doing right here, right? There's in the new gear, but be slightly over this way, right? So that you can mash it. Even later, shift, mash, go to a throttle that is steady and 100% where we don't have to lift right here. And I would be surprised if that is 4/10 going down the straight. Yeah, no shit. It's only because it's a priority corner, it leads to a straight. There you go. Hope that was helpful. Look for that in your other data. Look for that in Mid-Ohio when you come down the hill out of Madness and you take the right-hander. Look for what your throttle is doing right there. Look for what your throttle is doing right. Actually, let's just look at it real quick. I'm trying to make this a short video. Most people have the same tendency. They'll have it everywhere. I'm going to see right here what's going on. I'm going to look right in here. Your Sonny boy was doing that pretty well. Let's see, where you at? Most people, if you have that tendency, most people have a tendency and they have it in several places, which would make normal. It's a tendency, right? It's like lifting your head when you swing the golf club. You don't just do it on par threes. So we're going to go right through here. I'm going to highlight that and like that. And go there. Zoom out a little bit. Zoom out a little bit more. I'm going to find here. We're going to look at your throttle pedal. There's our fastest lap. And we're lifting right there both times. And it's not because of RPM. There is that little hiccup right there. That little hiccup in the RPM trace. See it right there? Right there. Looks like we could figure out how to go to less abrupt throttle and more of a steady slope and hold it by starting over here, giving up a little bit of this run through here to get the car over to this side. Really bend it and bring it back over. You would be off brakes early. You would be rolling so that the car would settle. Because as soon as, if we're on throttle, right, the front doesn't want to steer and she'll want to push right there. So we need to come off throttle enough and early so that the nose comes down a little bit. With no brakes, and you're doing no brakes, right? Oh, wait, look, he's doing brakes right there. Why are you doing brakes, bro? Why are you doing brakes? And look when you're off the brake. Off the brake. We need to be off the brake earlier. Back here, and we need to have that car farther to the right so that the car is settled, right? So it's settled, and we can slowly add throttle, and we can go to 100% throttle, probably right here. Start gradual, and we're going to take this and make a nice slow line up to here. From the end of this arrow, from here to here, which gives us more area underneath the TPS curve. Does it make sense? Too many people try to sacrifice this right here. If you had somebody on your ass right there, I could get it. You don't want to give them the inside, but chances are you didn't. That's all I got. Talk to you later. Let's get together soon.